Colin Fowler, it's lovely to see you again. What's another year? We're here again, and it's Men's Health Week almost again for 2022, and another year. Wow, how did that happen, Colin? Tell me, how did that happen? Where did it all go?
Well, as we get a wee bit older, the years seem to move on a lot quicker than they did in the past, Lorcan, that's for sure. And we're both at that point where that happens. But obviously, it's great and really, really exciting to be back for another year, because in the early days of COVID there, we thought we were never going to have Men's Health Week in the same way again. So it's great to be here.
Well, that's exactly why I have you here from the Men's Health Forum in Ireland, because you're the champion really on an all-island basis of really looking after being the guardian of the rollout with other partners. We'll talk a little bit about that as well for Men's Health Week. But Kai, before we even get into that, and it's only going to be a brief interview, the why of men's health. Do we really need to be focusing on men's health? And if so, why? What's the story?
Well, I suppose, firstly, it's worth acknowledging that men make up nearly 50% of the population on the island of Ireland. So that in itself means that there's a lot of people to be interested in. That's the first thing. But I suppose the second thing is that men on the island experience a fairly disproportionate burden of ill health. Unfortunately, there's some horrible facts and figures out there about, chronic diseases and acute conditions and life expectancy and all sorts of things that we don't really want to hear about because they're bad news. But Men's Health Week actually brings a different scope to this. It brings us a kind of sense of light, and it brings us a sense of what we can do and how we can change things for the better.
And tell me, Colin, just to go back even a little bit before that, the idea for men's health, I mean, it's international. Where did it begin, and why so? Because, who came up with this wonderful idea?
Well, the whole idea behind Men's Health Week actually has its origins in America in the 1990s. And in America, they decided they were going to have a Men's Health Month, and away they went with it. And I suppose the rest of the world was probably a wee bit jealous of that, looking in from the outside. But in the early 2000s, a group of people got together in Vienna at a men's health conference, and primarily led by the Americans, we decided that we should try to roll it out as an international concept. So from starting in America as a Men's Health Month, we now have a Men's Health Week. And Men's Health Week is mostly celebrated in the English-speaking world, of course, but also across a lot of European countries and other places as well.
Now, the success of it across Ireland, we'll talk about in a few moments' time. But when you look back on Men's Health Week internationally and you see that it's grown and it's come in on an all-island basis into Ireland, for many years you've had many different themes. And I know really, really important that has been the partnership approach. It really has been the story of Men's Health Week on the island. Talk to me a little bit about the partnership.
Yeah. Well, as you said, we've had lots of different themes. And in the early days of Men's Health Week, each year we tended to pick one theme, which was quite clinical or quite medical. So you would focus on, physical activity or mental health or some chronic condition. However, I suppose in the post-recession of the early sort of 2000s, we decided that we would have a broader approach. And the broader approach was really to try and draw in as many people and as many organizations as we possibly could. And that was quite a big sea change and a shift for us. But what we have now is over, in fact, 95 organizations who contribute every year to the planning of the week. And those organizations range from the very big headquarter organizations down to small local men's groups. And of course, the statutory sector and the academic sector and everyone else. So we've moved from kind of having a single focus on a medical condition to having a focus on men's health and well-being and health promotion and prevention more generally.
Now, I know also, and I have it here in front of me, mission is possible. You can't probably see it there. Here's it. I'm holding up the wrong one. Here's the one. Mission is possible, right? The action starts with you. It's 2022, and it's really, really important. The idea comes from the partners working together to make sure it's an idea that can work across all the partnerships in promoting in a strengths-based positive way the idea of health for men and well-being.
Yeah, it is indeed, Lorcan. Often when we think about health, we're really, really talking about illness. We're talking about people who are ill and how we fix them. But Men's Health Week is as much about prevention and promotion of health than it is about actually fixing problems. Though, of course, we want to raise those issues as well. The theme this year, Mission is Possible, was chosen because it's kind of a play on the films franchise, which is called Mission Impossible. And often what we do when we think of health, we think of all the things that are impossible, the things that are problematic. But we decided to reverse that and think of, let's take on tasks and missions which we actually can achieve. Let's not stretch ourselves too far. Let's just take on the small steps, the practical, and the realistic, and every person in the country can do something which is possible and which will make a massive difference to their health.
Now, here's the thing, Collie, for Men's Health Week, people might say, I've talked to so many people say, oh, we're so busy, Lorcan, we're so busy and all, but like we can get involved and there's a way to go about it. And I know if people go to mhfi.org, that there's so many free resources and banners and posters and PDFs that can really make it easier for people to celebrate or mark the week. So tell us a little bit about that and what went into bringing all of that together, because there's a lot of really good stuff there on mhfi.org.
There is indeed, Lorcan. Basically, every year we try to provide as many free resources to make Men's Health Week as easy as possible for as many people as possible. Of course, it's brilliant that some groups are able to organise big events locally or even nationally. But even if you can't do that, there's always something that can be done that takes up very little time and very little money. You mentioned some of them. There's posters available in hard copy and soft copy. Put a poster up in your workplace, in your home, on your window, in your community centre. There's postcards that you can give to the men in your life, telling them a bit about the week and with the image that you showed earlier on the screen. There are man manuals. Probably our most successful thing every year in Men's Health Week is our 32-page man manual, which offers men 10 unique challenges to do something practical and simple to change their lives. And they fly off the shelf in their thousands every year. But we are also encouraging people to use social media to promote the fact that there is a Men's Health Week. And for each day of Men's Health Week, there's a theme. And you don't even have to think of your own social media messages. We'll give you a whole sample set that you can just cut and paste from and the images to go with it. So if you have a look at the website that you mentioned, you'll find lots of things that make Men's Health Week easy.
So that's Men's Health Week, and it's mhfi.org. The drop-down banner, you'll find all those resources that you've just talked about as well. Collie, for people who maybe will see this and they'll have a look in and say, well, you know, if I need to know more information as well as looking at the website, is there a contactable person? Would that be you if they're looking for more information? Where did they go for that?
That'll be me, and easy enough, just email colin@mhfi.org, and those details are all available on the website as well.
Collie, it's been really lovely talking with you. And as I say, mhfi.org, we say it once more, do please visit and see the drop down. You'll see all the resources that you need. We wish you, Collie, and all the partners and all the people so well this year in marking International Men's Health Week on the island of Ireland.